everyone, and welcome to our full moon celebration here, Saturday the 10th of September 2022. And this moon is called the harvest moon, simply because it is the time for celebrating the end of the growing season and the bringing in of the fruit, the grain and the vegetables. But the sad thing is, a lot of people don't even know there is a harvest. They don't even notice it, they don't even aware of it. You know, people who live in towns and urban areas, they're not aware of a harvest. And also because we have so much variety in our supermarkets now, we don't notice the harvest, the coming in of the crops. And there is another harvest that we've got to take note of, and that is our spiritual harvest. What seeds have we sown during the last year, which we can now collect on our spiritual path? Have we progressed any on our spiritual path over the last year? So today's theme is our relationship with Mother Earth. Acknowledging all that Mother Earth gives us and assessing our relationship with Mother Earth. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate your level of awareness? 1 being the lowest, we are practically totally unaware of what Mother Nature does, and 10 being the highest, where you have complete awareness. We're going to start off with a beautiful poem about Mother Earth, and the words are beautiful.
Mother Earth, she is mighty. Her anger erupts from the mountains. Her weeping floods the lands. Her sighing rips the trees from their roots. And we are fed from her hand. From her womb we were born, on her shoulders is where we stand. We must return to how it was and remember to understand. The Mother Earth, she is mighty. Let her take you by the hand.
A beautiful poem there about Mother Earth and Mother Earth's power. Yes, Mother Earth gives us everything, unconditionally and unstintingly, and asks for nothing in return except acknowledgement and respect. In Alice Walker's famous novel, The Colour Purple, the main character, Shug, says, "I never truly notice nothing God makes. Not a blade of corn. How would do that? Not the colour purple. Where it come from? Not the little wild flowers. Nothing. Now that my eyes opening, I feel like a fool." So this meditation today is all about us opening our eyes to Mother Earth, to Mother Nature, becoming more aware of all that Mother Earth does for us, and changing our relationship with Mother Earth. Our sole provider, our sole benefactor, our sole nourisher, our chief teacher, guide and companion, offering us all powerful and essential tools for daily living and to continue on our spiritual path. All of this and more. And how can you put a price on that? You cannot. And yes, the rise of technology and industry may indeed have distanced us superficially from Mother Nature, but it has not, and it never can, change our reliance on the natural world. We do not call her Mother Earth for nothing. And just because Mother Earth, Mother Nature, does not speak in our tongue, does not speak our language, that does not mean she does not communicate. Mother Earth has a language all of her own. But unfortunately, most of us are not tuned in. We don't understand or see where the communication is coming from. So I invite you now to relax, to close your eyes and allow the drum beat to take you into a higher level of awareness, to enable us all to consider our relationship with Mother Earth. And I'm often asked, why the drum? The drum simply because the very first sound we all heard was when we were in our mother's womb, the sound of our mother's heartbeat. Dum, 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 dum. That's the sound of the drum. And that sound resonates with us so clearly and so strongly that it brings us into a higher meditation level. Now let's look first of all at all the obvious ways, because there are more subtle ones. Let's look at the obvious ways first of all, in which Mother Earth cares for us and nourishes us. Well, our sole provider and nourisher. Everything we have, all the food and drink we have, everything we use, the cars, the homes, everything we have, the raw materials, they all come from Mother Earth. Absolutely everything. And the different seasons bring us different foods, all catering to the needs of our bodies. In winter we need different foods. In springtime, Mother Nature takes care of all of that. See how she cares for us? But do we really notice? On a scale of 1 to 10, where would you place yourself in this one? How would you rate yourself in awareness of Mother Earth's bounties? How Mother Earth sustains us physically? And of course, Mother Earth is our nurse and healer. Mother Nature's pharmacy. Mother Nature's medicine chest. And you don't need a doctor's prescription. There is natural medicine in all the wild plants and herbs, treating a variety of ailments. Physical healing. We all know Mother Nature heals us and nurses us. We're all familiar, for example, with how hot water, lemon and honey will cure sore throat, just to mention one. If you're interested, there are loads of books on this subject, easily available, and you can Google, and the internet will give the information as well. Mother Nature's healing is never spent. But it's not just physical healing we get. Just spending time in nature heals us emotionally and mentally. Calming, restoring, nourishing, healing and energizing. It's the greatest show on earth, and here's where the magic comes in. A feast for all of our senses. The magic that is Mother Nature lies all around us. The rainbow's graceful arc, the flaming, rising and setting sun, a spider's web enhanced by the frost, the elaborate details of a bird's nest, the murmurings of thousands of birds across the sky in the figure 8. Yes, the birds fly in the infinity sign, in the figure 8. The splendour of Mother Nature in all her autumnal glory. The magic lies all around us. And on a level of 1 to 10, where would you rate yourself in observing and looking and noticing all this magic? And to quote Shaw again, the main character in Alice Walker's famous novel, The Colour Purple. People think pleasing God is all God cares about. But any fool living in the world can see it's always trying to please us back, wanting to share a good thing. Yes, we get mental and emotional healing, but we have to be tuned in. Each little flower, for example, carries its own message. Each tree, they're all different, and they all have different and individual qualities. And here we find the more subtle ways that Mother Nature communicates. For example, the simple little buttercup. When we see it, it symbolises inner happiness and laughter, and makes us feel joyful. See how it affects us and uplifts us. The little bluebell symbolises joy as well, uplifts us as well. Heralds in spring, new life. The dandelion symbolises obvious hidden qualities in us and encourages us to look beyond the obvious in life. See what's happening here? Mother Nature all communicates with us when we connect with these little flowers. The daisy symbolises emotional nourishment and provides an uplift for us as well, an emotional uplift. The lily, the beautiful lily, symbolises innocence, purity and new birth, and brings us to a state of emotional peace and tranquility. Look how they all carry messages. All messages of healing. Physical, emotional, mental and spiritual. And again, there are a great number of books that can be easily had if you want to take this further. Mother's Nature Pharmacy. Bursting with remedies for physical, mental and emotional ailments. On a scale of 1 to 10, where would you rate yourself? How far are you aware of all the messages coming to us from the flowers and the trees? All the healing. And the next time you give someone flowers or you send a bouquet of flowers, choose wisely. Let the flowers deliver the message. Let the flowers do the talking for you in Mother Nature's own language. Mother Nature is our greatest teacher. Everything around us is carrying a message. First of all, the changing seasons, all reoccurring in cyclical order. Change is inherent in everything. And the lesson we need to learn here is that everything comes and goes, because nothing lasts. And then we must appreciate the good times when we have them. And when we're going through the bad times, knowing they will change, that helps us to get through those. It's the swing of the pendulum. The tide ebbing and flowing. The ebb and flow of life. We come and we go. Watch the birds feeding. They eat only what they need for that moment in time. They do not hoard. Do we hoard? Why do we hoard? Is it because we have lack of trust in the universe to provide with what we need? Or is it fear on our part that there will not be enough? Look at the lesson the bird shows. Observe the flowing river. It does not attempt to knock the tree down its path. It just moves around it. Simply flows around it. Watch the trees as they bend and sway in the wind. They don't try to stand against the wind. They just go with the flow. Do we? Every tree increases truthfulness and bounty every year. Do we do that? Every tree becomes a stronger entity every year through inner growth. Do we? Every tree needs space to grow. And so do we. We need our space. Every tree's falling autumnal leaves nourish and replenish Mother Earth and teach us to let go. How good are we at letting go of all that no longer serves us on our spiritual path? How do you rate there, 1 to 10? The magic of the rainbow. The colours reflect the colours in our chakra system. And colours, like everything else, are a vibration, beaming our energy, connecting with us. And the lesson? Well, where's the pot of gold? There is no pot of gold. That's only metaphorical. The pot of gold is inside us. Our own treasure is inside us. And note how your pets accept you with unconditional love. We can learn from them. They're a great example to us. The great time clocks of nature that usher in the changing seasons. The animals are in tune with that, simply because their internal mechanisms are in sync with Mother Earth's. Ours are not. We're totally out of sync. We go by the time on our clock, or on our wrist. The birds, for example, know when to emigrate, when to return, when to build their nests. And the animals out in the field know when to go to the trees for shelter, when they know rain is coming. Your pet knows when you're not feeling well, it will lie at your feet. That's because animals and other creatures, no matter how big or small, they're all in sync with Mother Earth's timetable. We are not. And the furred, the feathered, and the finned, with whom we share this planet Earth. All these life forces radiate an energy frequency specific for each one, which in turn is felt by every other living being. And again, there are many books on the subject. And here is where the more subtle messages come to us. But we must listen and we must watch. All of Mother Nature's furred, feathered, and finned. Absolutely all of them, no exception. They all carry a message for us. We are all one, all part of the same universal energy we call God. And each of these little creatures, big or small, by its very nature, is the reflection in some way of something in ourselves. And then the influencing energy coming from that same being assists us in overcoming that negative trait. But we have to listen. A tiny little ant, tiniest of creatures. What's the lesson for us there? What is Mother Nature communicating to us? The ant symbolises cooperation. Millions of them get together to build the one ant hill. All cooperating, all working together for the greater good of the whole. Look at the lesson there. In what ways do we work for the good of all humanity? The fox symbolises cunning and shrewdness, and that sharpens our analytical skills, teaches us not to be taken in so easily. Sheep. A sheep. What does a sheep symbolise? Well, we all know. A sheep symbolises lack of individuality or thought. We follow on like a sheep. In what way are you just following the crowd? In what way are you not speaking out your own individuality? The squirrel. The squirrel symbolises hoarding and raises our awareness of need rather than desires. What are you hoarding that you do not need? The spider. A tiny being that can weave such a strong web. And we've two lessons here. We all know the little rhyme we sing to our children, Incy Wincy Spider climbing up the spout. That's all about perseverance. And the story of Rupert the Bruce fighting for Scotland in the 13th century. Went into a cave, he wasn't winning, and he noticed as he sat there, the spider coming down, and the spider kept falling and then going up again. And he learned the lesson of perseverance. And he got his courage together and went out and joined the fight again, and he won the battle. The tortoise. The tortoise lives a long life. It's very slow, but it gets there. Why are we in such a hurry everywhere? Where are we going? The car passing you. He's in a frenzy, wanting to get past. 5 minutes later, you stop at the traffic lights or the junction. Who or what's in front of you? The car that's been past you. What's that all about? We're going nowhere very fast. The bat. We say you're as blind as a bat. What are you not seeing? Are you only seeing with your physical vision? What about your deeper vision, your deeper intuition? The blackbird symbolises an omen or a warning and heightens our awareness. The butterfly symbolises renewal and rejuvenation, strengthens our ability to bounce back and quickens our emotional recovery time. The chicken, you often say you're a big chicken. It symbolises fear and encourages us to face reality and to face life. Look at the cuckoo. The cuckoo symbolises manipulation. The cuckoo uses other birds to do the work for it. It lays its egg in someone else's nest. In what way do we manipulate and use other people for our own gains? In what way do we take advantage of others? The eagle. The eagle flies high above everything, sees the whole picture. In what way are we only seeing the small, insignificant things? In what way are we sweating the small stuff? The magpie. Always collecting things, but shiny objects mostly. In what way are we collecting things that shine or glitter? In what way are we absorbing insignificant or useless concepts? The ostrich, head down in the sand, symbolises denial or refusal to face reality or responsibilities. In what ways do we put our heads down, ignoring what we should not be ignoring, hoping that will go away if we don't pay attention to it? Look at the parrot. The parrot talks constantly, but it's really saying nothing, only what somebody else says. It just parrots away, repeating somebody else's words. In what way do we just copy what others say? Where is our individuality? Why are we not expressing it? And the thrush. The church sings away happily no matter what the circumstances around us. It symbolises spiritual joy and keeps optimism and cheerfulness going. In what way do we let our surroundings or others pull us down? And what about the finned creatures, the dolphin for example? Symbolises spiritual companionship. Are we feeding our soul with the companions we have around us? Is our energy compatible with theirs? And the salmon, look at the salmon. The salmon symbolises going against a spiritual instinct. The salmon swims against the current. What are we doing? In what way are we brave enough to swim upward? To swim against beliefs that no longer serve us? Do we just tag along, as that's the easier option? How would you rate in 1 to 10 on all of that? And in return of all of that, all of what Mother Earth continues to give us, what have we done? We've destroyed. We've hacked, sliced, cut, hewed, and all the time we've been oblivious to the cries of pain of Mother Earth going out into the ether. But the good news is, it's not too late to mend our relationship with Mother Earth. Because we have 3 things working in our favour. Number 1, mankind is basically and inherently good. War, hatred, violence, killing, that's all learned behaviour. Humans are inhibited by propaganda, lies, deceit, disinformation. Blinded by tsunami of brainwashing, as in our education system, as in our political and religious institutions. But we are inherently good. Secondly, we can change, and we can change quickly. And we've shown that over the last few years, how quickly we changed. We changed our way of life, we changed our way of thinking, we changed our way of working, we changed our way of education. And of course our government has done a number of U-turns. And just before the lockdown, if you went into a bank with a mask on you, you'd have been arrested and brought away in handcuffs. And then suddenly overnight, you couldn't get into the bank without worrying one. And then that changed again, that's gone again. So you see, we can change and we can change quickly. And thirdly, Mother Nature and the ecosystems are all self-replenishing. They only need us to stop depleting them quicker than they can replenish. They just need us to stop destroying them and give them a chance to replenish. It takes a short while to cut down the forest, it takes much longer to grow that forest again. And finally, have you ever considered that we humans are the only animals that don't walk barefoot? We're the only species that does not make direct physical contact with Mother Earth. Even the farmers, they don't touch the earth anymore. It's all machines. All done by machinery, what they used to by hand. We have lost our connection. When was the last time you walked barefoot on Mother Earth? Or the last time you lay down in the grass? Or hugged a tree, if ever? When was the last time you actually connected with Mother Earth? Just think about it. And between 1 and 10, where have you rated yourself in all of this? What is your relationship like with Mother Earth? And now we have Jennifer adding some more words of wisdom.
Thank you, Riley. So Mother Earth, how are we destroying you? She wants us to know that it's never too late to amend our relationship with her, with ourselves and with others. It takes both compliments and criticism for us to grow. It takes both the sun and the rain for a flower to grow. Duality. Mother Earth, please help us to grow joyfully and to be ourselves in this world. Help us to be with you without pretense and to stop hiding. And the card I chose today is from the Isis Oracle, the nourishment of the golden grain, the mother card. We can sometimes fall into existing and doing rather than living. Mother Earth holds the ability to restore us. Please help nourish and bring to life all parts of us that are deadened. Give us permission to grow, to enrich our lives, praying for freshness. Patience in the same way that there is growth cycles before we learn and before we grow. Patience, not running away, and being present with yourself, just like Mother Earth. Mother Earth, who never leaves you, who is always waiting for your return to her embrace. Golden light in an endless field of golden grain, wafting lightly in the breeze under the clear blue sky. The grain is sun-kissed and golden. Feel her bounty, her peace, and her love of life. Allow Mother Earth to replenish your soul with her unconditional love. Together, let's take a great leap over and over again from existence to truly living. Nourishment of the golden grain, Mother.
Thank you, Jill. Beautiful words.
Thank you,
Well, we started with a beautiful poem, and now we have a beautiful song to end with from Lauren.
The earth is my body, water is my blood, air is my breath, and fire is my spirit. I feel the earth calling us home, back to the heart, to the wild unknown. Humbled and gracious is where we belong. One family, one track, we all get along. We call on the stars, the rivers and trees. We learn from the mountains, the birds and the bees. We gather this anger, our roots grow down deep. Beneath the surface, beyond our beliefs. We can come home, children, don't be afraid. Life is your teacher, so don't run away. Stay while we're free, raise your hands up and pray. This is our moment, it's only today. Hey Mamacita, show us the way. We no longer hide from the shadows and pain. We are alive, we are awake. We are the open, and this is our fate. The earth is my body, water is my blood, the air is my breath, and fire is my spirit. I feel the earth beneath my feet, I feel the life within the leaves, I feel her song in the rain that falls. I feel the warmth in the heart that calls. The earth is my body, water is my blood, the air is my breath, fire is my spirit. Hey mama, hey mama, hey. Hey mama, hey mama, hey. Hey mama, hey mama, hey. Hey mama, hey.
Thank you, Lauren. Beautiful words there, beautiful song. Thank you very much. I now hope that we can all go forward with a greater awareness and more appreciation of the vital importance and the part Mother Nature has in all our lives. And to understand that the trees, the plants, everything around us in nature, all have their own support mechanism. All are self-sustaining. All they want from us is to be noticed, to be acknowledged, to be shown respect, to be loved. And they're all sending us messages to help and assist us on our own spiritual path. You want to touch the hand of God. You want to find wealth beyond measure, happiness, strength, power, knowing. You want to find the messages being constantly sent to us. Then find Mother Nature. And when you reconnect with Mother Nature, you will find the great within. And when you find the great within, then you have touched the hand of God. And finally, remember, when with Mother Nature, just remember, every flower, every tree, every animal and instinct, they're all giving us messages. We just need to listen and look. Thank you all for joining us. And until we meet again, namaste.
Into blessings.
Namaste.
Namaste.